Hello and welcome back to the Astroflower. This is a sort of follow-up day on the solar impact, which is actually happening at the moment, which we will be going into in the live tonight. It's going to be part and parcel of it. This is what I do as a healer on a Sunday. Me and Cody go out looking for energies, as it were. And there's been some amazing things that have been happening in the dowsing today, and I thought it'd be best to just sort of share it with you. So please do enjoy a day out with me, Cody and Tanya, as we go looking for energies. That's it, they're kicking in. It's kicking in line with that. You've got 3 petaled flower window there. Beautiful old church. And then it kicks out around about there. Coming around to the other side. Coming around to the other side. And there's kicking in now. So that's kicking in. There you go. Kicks in. And there we go. We've got the entrance to the church, which is just down here, which I think this is where you're getting a male line coming through here. Female line, I think, is going that way like that. But let's go around the other side and we'll come back here to the entrance and see what's going on. So, let's go on that side. Ooh, there's something going on there. Why? This is that weird section, isn't it? Something's definitely going on there. Let's back into that line there. Right. That comes out there, like that, and then comes back in straight again. What is going on there? Some sort of line going down that way. Just do the rest of it. I don't think I'm going to fall over. Watch out for our sleeping friends. So that's coming out there. It's pulling towards the line really strongly behind me. And there we go. We're coming into the line now. It's starting to go straight there, like that. And that's we're in the line there. We have this beautiful little, I would say stained glass, but it's not quite, is it? It's more sort of just straight glass coming through, but beautiful structure. Then we have a 4 in a way. There's 3 and 4. There's something mixing going on here with the line that's coming through there. Very strange. Let's just see what's going on the corner. Maybe there's 2 lines crossing here. Here we go. We've got another one coming in here. So, wow. That could be like, whereas that one's just, it's just they're just pulling round. They won't just stop. Just look at that. This is right bang in the magnetic storm we're going through. And it just, like, I'll try and hang them downwards. Even hanging down, you can see, even hanging down, you know, they're fighting against gravity. That is hanging down. Right, and look at it, it's just turning. Well, if I turn it out to help the weight, then it just turns with itself. Wow. A really, really strong thing going on through there at the moment. This could well be, okay, so when you go through pole shift, so normally we've got a line going that way, a line going that way, and pole shift, maybe we got another line going through there and going through there. It does feel amazing, but you know, I'm going to come back there and do a body check on that. This is just dowsing so you can see, because normally you do this with your body. It's a lot easier. So these are starting to kick back out again. So we're coming out of the line there. Making sure I'm not falling over or something. And this is where it kicks in again. So this kicks in again with this nice block door, exactly in line with that, which I think is ties into that connection on the other side of the church. When we said the line was on the other side of the church. Oh, well, we've got to go and find out what's on this corner now. Yeah, definitely want to move now. They're moving again. Wow. I think we found ourselves on a double line crossing, which is very unusual. Got to be said, very unusual. But it's much more vibrant at that end of the church than it is at this end of the church. So if you can see anything in the way of energy. It's definitely a lot mistier by the corner. You can sort of see the definition of the energy that's just coming through that way. It's really hard to see though, energy like that, just an open field. And then on the crossing point, which is just next to it, is where you can see it's a bit misty. It's like, you know, there's one that's got an electrical current that's really quick. I'm looking through that, going over to the other corner. And on the other corner, that's where it gets a bit misty. So I think we need to do a body check here. See what's going on with the chakras, yours. Might even get in. I'd like to go, because the solar storm's going on at the moment, I think we should get in and have a look what's going down on the earth. Let's get around the other side.
And we were lucky enough to get the key to the church from the beautiful neighbours of the community of this little village. So this is just coming into the church here. Look at that, it's phenomenal. And that's the end there, that's the block door there. It is opposite the other door, which is just there, as you can well see. So that's exactly that line coming through here. Tanya's trying to duck out of the way. Look at that. I think I found a place to do the energy messages. It's a phenomenal situation going on here because we've got energy that's coming straight down here. All right, and it goes down here and goes out that. That's the female line. Then we have the masculine line that's coming in from here. It's going across out there. But we also have, coming from the corner, going through out of that corner there. And we have this corner here coming through, going out of that corner there. I'm wondering whether there's not two crossing points on two vortexes on here. So here we're moving definitely. I've got the crossing point on both sides. Sorry, I just needed to turn that around. So we've got the crossing point, which is just on this thing here, that blocked off door, which goes to that other door there. The female line, which comes there and goes down to there. And this is where we find the font. And the hotel is down there. The altar, thank you very much. The hotel is which they call it in French, sorry, do apologise. But look at that gallery that's up there. It is just a phenomenal building. Obviously this, I think, was put on as extra than that there. But let's just go down here because I got a funny feeling we're going to find a secondary crossing point. Yeah, there it is there. And there's some sort of birds nesting in the roof. This is another crossing point for that over there. What do you feel? Because Tanya, you were feeling loads of stuff. This is what we do when we're doing on the workshop. It's an exercise on one's energy, on what we feel and everything like that.
Something happening right here.
Yeah, I'm getting in the lower part.
That's what I felt like outside.
Okay. Yeah, and it's coming through here. So we got two crossing points, an infinity of energy. Let me just see where that crossing point is taking us. So this is right by the altar here. And those birds are nested right on top of this. Ooh. Just trying now. 0.0. This is interesting. I wish I'd come here before to see if it was like this before the solar storm. This feels like it's got a vortex trying to get down but cannot get all the way down to the center of that, the sphere in the center. It's blocked here. And I think, I honestly believe this has come up because of the solar storm that's coming through. It's bringing to the forth those bubbles that I was talking about underneath the mantle, and it's making new I'm losing my voice, or losing my language. It's creating the new crossing point. I'm really finding it difficult to speak. Creating the new crossing point right next to the original crossing point. So I need to test out another place. We need to find another church today to find out whether this is going on in the same sort of thing. Let me just collect my rod. And we're going to go down to here. We've just done this crossing point down there, which is like a vortex that goes down, and it doesn't go all the way to the center. It's being blocked. Okay, so now we're going to try it on this vortex here, staying directly on the vortex. So here we go, we're getting it into here. We're going to just go, okay, 0 point, there it is there. And now we're going down into the vortex. This is interesting as well. It allows me to go to the center of the Earth, but I pop out of the vortex a little bit earlier than what I should do. So I'm quite away from the sphere, from the inner sphere, when it goes down. It's like, I'll put an animation on how a sphere inverts itself from the inside to the out. So it's like taking my palms as being the inside and eventually becoming like that on the outside. I don't know if you can see that, but you'll see it. And so it sort of takes you, it's a bit like, the labyrinths that we find in the churches, like in Chartres. I'll show you that as well. I'll put that on there as well. When you think you're going to make it right to the center, and at the last minute you just go around the center, and you have to go around all the houses to actually get to the center. It is a phenomenal thing, and it feels a little bit like that. This is definitely the original crossing point, I think, rather than that crossing point there. Okay, so let me just see what's going on. I'm going to get back down into the center of the Earth. Let's just see. Here we go. We're coming down the vortex now. That's really good. Thank you. It's just allowing me to see. There is something coming up over Europe today. So this is the first at around about 1:30 UK time. Just note if you had problems in electrically networking, that networks, that sort of thing. Just check out that sort of side of things, okay? That seems to be going on there. Bali seems to have popped. Bali may be having some problems down that way. Not Bali, what did I say? Thailand? That's what I meant, Thailand down there. Let's see what's going on in South America and South and North America. That's sort of popping as well. I think that's slightly behind the UK, so it could well be around about 8 o'clock East Coast, and about sort of 10 o'clock East Coast in the morning, and that'll make it around about sort of 7 o'clock West Coast on the Sunday the 1st. So, you know, it's just happening there. So it may be a couple between 10 o'clock and the 2 hours afterwards. They're trying out the new system. That's why that portal was created it's like a valve that allows extra energy to go through the system without it blowing the system up. That's how planets energetically are created. They have valves and safety valves, and that's what that portal is all about. And there is that point of bringing the old memory of past generations in that part of the Akashic Library. We've got to go to the sun at some point. I need to check out the main Akashic Libraries to see what's going on there. We need to find another church now, which we're going to do. Let's get on and do it. We did find a second church dedicated to Mary, and there was a most beautiful female line and a lovely male line that went through it. But there was nothing special going on. Although the village was absolutely amazing, we hadn't quite found what we were looking for. So then we moved on to the third church of the day. This is dedicated to Saint Comas and Saint Damien. This is an interesting church because this corresponds to a series that we are doing on the portal of spirits that's been affecting houses within that village. And we wanted to see if there was anything going on interesting within those energy lines.
That opens up and then it pulls back in, because that's the main line coming through, which we're pretty much in line now. We're talking female energy here. It starts pulling back towards the centre of the line. It's trying to tell me that I'm actually going off the line. And then it pulls back out, starts pulling out there, and once it starts getting out, it's starting pulling again back in. And if I could go, I could keep going that way, and it's gonna pull back like that. Simply because we're back at a situation with this church here, where you've got a line, a female line that goes the length of the church, and then you have a male line that goes across. Well, you've got this crossing, this subtle crossing energies, which, you know, I've been doing this for 30 odd years. You do see multitudes of lines crossing in a place, and that other place was we looked at earlier on, the St Mary's Church that we looked at earlier on, made this beautiful infinity sign between the two portals. Unfortunately, we can't get into this church here, but you've got this male line that's going across. Now, this is tied into a house. Well, we're working on the village because they've been having complications with spirits and stuff like that in certain houses. You'll see all that videos coming out about that as we've been treating that, and which is over behind you here. If I come around the other side, it's coming through the church here, so this energy is coming through here, but these houses that we were dealing with are over there, that way. So, and it's between this church and the next church and the next crossing point, which is on the other side of the village, where the energy is going complicated and causing problems. And that is in the church, that is in the houses that you're going to be seeing the videos coming out next week about how we've been fixing spirit portals going on and everything like that. We've got work to do on here for that sort of crossing those houses over there, and we'll be doing that with not only with the rods, but you know, with spirit, with our energies, because that's the main thing. Rods are here just to sort of show you the lines. Let's just get on and do the rest of the place. Okay, here we are at the other end of the church here. This is where it's kicking in. It's a lot less than the other place that we went into, the St Mary's Church. Here it is coming in here. There's the crossing point there. Okay, so that's that I'm gonna call it like a ghost line. It's pulling back on it really seriously, and then it starts pulling out. Now normally I'm right at the other end of the church, so normally this is where the female line would come out, and it doesn't look as if that's happening with the rods. So if I go forward, there they go, they start kicking in now. And we're on this corner section as well, so that's coming through there. Alright, so that's coming through, it's just coming through the centre of it. It's almost as if, like, hang on a second, I'm just gonna, I'm there. So it comes through there, we're still on it here, it's kicking through there. Okay, that's kicked out. And now, we just keep going. You can stop there, I can walk round you as it were. Okay, so it's there, it sort of kicks in. Now we're getting the male line starting to kick in. But that's funny, we're missing that crossing, that second crossing point there. And it could be mixing with that line there. So I think there's something inside the church that's causing a problem. And I think that's to do with the problem that we saw in the houses, which is just behind you as if you're sort of filming. Now, obviously, I would never break into a church or anything like that, but I just need to see the deities that are in the church. You're never going to guess who's on the wall just there. Can I just take the camera and show everybody? Okay. I don't know if you can see that. Who's that lady? Oh, hang on a sec. I don't want to break no windows. Who's that lady there? Can you see that lady there? Oh, yes, you can, just to the right. Oh, Queenie. Now that's quite funny because, let me give you that back. We've already come down to this church to deal with this, and let me just make sure that last time we came down, it was King Charles, the present king at the moment for the UK. I'm not going to go into kings and queens, I'll be here for days, but before it was King Charles. Then we did some work on it, on this place here, and they've obviously put up Queen Elizabeth. Now this was way after when Queen Elizabeth II moved on, so it's strange that they'd put her picture up way after her funeral and everything like that, and replacing King Charles' picture. Now this is because this church is associated, he comes here on a regular basis, well, he's been down here regularly. So there is something going on there, and I need to probably sit down, meditate, and undo a few knots within the energies as they flow through, because that's what I do. It's like last night on the live, when I was working on it, you can see these corridors of energy, and sometimes they can get a bit knotted, and you just pull them apart, gradually sort the knots out. So I've got to do a bit of that, I think, to get this place absolutely sorted and finish all the problems over at the village over there. So we can't actually physically go in the church, but then that's never been a problem before, has it, Tanya?
No.
You've done many a sort of meditation when you've followed lines, and we've visited places like 300-400 miles from where we are now, and they turned out to be exactly how you saw them, didn't they?
Yes.
It is amazing. We can all do this. It's just what I teach on my workshops. Okay, so just connecting to that energy there. There's something getting it straight in the neck. Right, I'm going to have to obviously do a bit of spirits as we go down here. Thank you. So you find your neutral point, and when you find your neutral point, that's when you can connect with all sorts of spirits and energies that are in the area. They can obviously see you, you can see them. It's a little bit like how Frodo puts on the ring, and then the Nargles can actually see them, and they can actually see me now. Okay, so just need to sort out a few spirits here.
sorting out. There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's it, cool. The rest of them have all backed off, simply because they know there's no point messing. Okay, so now we can just follow that line in. Here we go, and that's that knot there. So, they've broken the line, that's what they did, with a ring. I don't know if you can hear the clicking on the video or not, but my right hand in particular will be clicking as I work, and then once the work is finished, right, and there you go, that's that one out, that's that one out, that's that one out, and that's that one out, and let's send that ring off to be recycled. There you go. Break that 2 there, which has been stopping it from recharging. There you go. Hey. Ha ha ha. So you get the energy flowing straight back through. Excellent. And there you go. The work is done. Just close it off. Thank you. Thank you. Haven't cracked anything else. Thank you. All on a Sunday. I don't know how you do. You feel any different?
Mm-mm.
It feels. I get the much lighter goosebumps, and it seems to be freer flowing now.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. That is great. So yes, that's what we do, and you know, because when I see people and I see that there's a lot of problems within the same village, I know that there's a problem with the energy within that village, and then usually more often than not, without telling anyone, I'll go and deal with the energies, and then I'll stop getting clients from that particular area in a village, because you've sorted out the energy lines that's causing them less stress, less strain, less illnesses. So a life of a healer is not, it's like a shaman. You're not just looking after people. You're like a gardener in your local district, in your local commune, in regards to the energies, and responsible for keeping everything harmoniously in its place and where everything should be. So yes, don't forget about the videos next week, which is all going to be about that portal, and that spirit portal, and that house that we've been dealing with over there. And yes, we've got loads of other things like the messages from energy, and the readings for each sign this week. Been absolutely fantastic. They are changing enormously. Please do go and have a look at them, see if you like them. Tell me in the comments, because it's always good to have your feedback. And don't forget about the lives on Sunday night at 2100 hours UK time. The Astroflower family, questions and answers, we all find the solutions together. We'll see you soon. Thanking you very much for all of your sort of confidence in the channel. Yeah, it's all for me left to say is don't forget, life should be fun. So please do enjoy.